G'day and welcome to WTF 2025 here again with Angela Heiser and with Chris Willems and myself, Alan Stevens. And today we want to talk about email etiquette, the issues that we have in the way that people address their emails and also the way in which we communicate within those. And I'd like to start this one off with just talking about the fact that I've been getting far too many emails that are addressed with love, champion, legend, all of those things that annoy the crap out of me. I know that, some of the younger generation may like that sort of thing, but it annoys me massively because it's totally disrespectful. It's like, it tells me that the person who sent that out, or the way I look at it is, they don't have a proper CRM. I'm not part of their system. They have added me to an emailer list and they just send that out as a spam message, thinking that everybody will take it as a friendly email. What have you guys found with that, Angela?
I love the ones where I get emails that say, "Hi, Annalise," or even a man's name. I think I had Thomas the other day, and then to add insult to injury, in the text, in the body text, it said, "And as you already know, Martin," or I can't remember, but it was a different name again. It's like, if you can't remember a name when you send an email, don't send it, please.
A bit of copy and pasting there, one would suggest, but or a bad or non-existent CRM. That Well, the ones that say hi name.
They tested it beforehand, didn't they?
I did. Look, I had that. I'll be honest with you, I had that, and I tested it. And it came back, and then it sent it out with hi name. And I sent one afterwards and said to everybody, "Apologies, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Technical glitch." Yes, it's a newsletter, and yes, everybody gets it. But my idea is always that you feel addressed personally, not just as a large group of people. But
well, you recognized it and you corrected it by letting everybody know. But how many times do you get them where that doesn't even get followed up? So they didn't even check what they sent out. They didn't send it to themselves as part of the process, either before or after. In your case, Angie, you sent it out before and it showed the right name, but then when it went out to everybody, it didn't. But, and then you recognize that. So you obviously received a copy yourself as well. You put yourself in that chain. Others aren't doing that. And
Great idea.
Quite messy. It shows the lack of professional behavior.
Yeah. Professionalism. And I'm sure certainly Angela has experiences just people spelling your name wrong, even and they want to do business with you, but they can't even take the time or effort to spell your name correctly. Mine's a bit unusual, but not that unusual. I mean, I spent best part more than half a century convincing people I can spell my own name, and it's not Williams. And I'm sure Angela, my name's Dutch, Angela's German. So we're going to get some variations, and you can tolerate that up to a point. But when people say, "Oh, I saw your stuff on LinkedIn, and I'm really impressed," and blah blah blah, but they don't even get your name right.
And, well, in my case, Alan, ALLEN, ALLAN, ALAN. But usually, even though it's written on, if I've been writing to them, or they looked at my website and they're referring to my website, you got a great website, I'd love to help you with the SEO, and they spell Alan wrong.
Yeah.
And if you want to know more about names and how frustrating that is, we've got a whole WTF episode about that. My thing that I find really annoying is, I understand that let me put it this way. When I write an email to somebody and it's the first email, I will always say, "Hi," or "Dear Alan, Chris."
Yeah.
Then when it goes into an exchange and it goes back and forth to clarify things, I don't necessarily say, "Hi, Alan, hi, Chris," over and over again, because it goes back and forth. But I think the very first email deserves to have a salutation of some sort.
Absolutely.
With the right name.
The example you're just giving is a conversation where you're standing in front of each other. You wouldn't be say Angela, Chris, Alan all the way through it. You just there's hello at the front. But I'm talking about emails that come out from large advertising, etc., and they can't even address those right. They use hi champion or legend. Well,
I've never seen.
That might be somebody who knows me. I'll accept that. But from somebody that wants to do business with me, no, I won't accept it.
No.
Yeah.
They lose reputation straight away.
that's a newie on me. I've never seen a high champion, high legend, or that's a fairly new
Maybe
one.
it's because Alan is.
It could be, no doubt, no, absolutely no.
Yeah, well, I guarantee if I got in touch with everybody else who got that email from that mail out, would have had the same thing on it.
Yeah.
Because
I've got another topic that I wanted to ask you about. What are your thoughts on including emoticons? Like I occasionally do put an emoticon in. I like the ones when something happens and I can't do anything about it. The one where or a winky face occasionally. I mean, I don't have 50,000 emojis, but I have one, maybe two. And it depends on if it's somebody I know professionally and personally, I'm much more likely to have emoticons in there. But if it's super professional, of course not. But I mean, sometimes I get emails and they've got, they're just more emoticons than text and abbreviations, and like, okay.
Well, indeed, and you have to know what those abbreviations actually mean, and some of us don't. For some, but the emoji, I hate them. With as you say, Angela, with friends, if we're texting and there's an exchange to and fro, and then you might finish with a thumbs up or a heart or something. That's fine. But emails, I never ever use emojis in emails. I think they're unprofessional. Unless it's a personal email and you're having that conversation. But I just think it's unprofessional and it just looks tacky.
I think a lot of people feel that they need to put those in to try and express their emotion. The thing is, if you need to express your emotion, we've got another WT on this one as well. Go back, pick up the phone, or go and see them face to face. If you're going to put emotions in there, getting into a conversation which is going to be emotional. It's going to have an impact. You're worried how that person's going to take it. Don't do it via an email to start with. Don't do it via text. So an occasional emoji on something, well, I'll use those with friends, but I don't put a whole series on it because I know some of the younger people will do that, and that's a whole story in that. I can't understand that. It's not a language I understand.
No, and I can't remember what it was, but there was an acronym the other day. I thought, what does that mean? I know what WTF means, obviously, and BTW, by the way. That's kind of the limit of my acronyms. And I thought I was trying to work out what it might be, and I just couldn't work it out. I thought I'll just ignore it. But it's that shorthand has become the lingua franca, if you like, and it's really unfortunate. And you can't do that in a professional email. You just can't do it. My professional emails are sort of quite formal, sort of semi-formal, depending on who it is. But there's a level of respect in that. There's a level of professionalism and professional respect that goes with how the body text of your emails and how you address people and how you carry that conversation. And it's like having a phone conversation in a way, because if it's professional, there's a level of professionalism in the tone and tonality and the choice of words in a conversation. It's got to be the same in an email.
That's right.
I reserve the right to have an emoji every now and then to people I know.
Of course. And some relationships, some correspondence is combination of professional and personal, and becomes more personal as we work more with those people, and that's absolutely fine. But to sort of the first one you send to someone.
No, God, no. Look, I mean, super professional. I mean, I would never include, like, here's my proposal. Let's have the whatever the thing that celebrates, or like yay, or, like clap, or no, I'm just talking about like if there's something where you have an exchange, and maybe sometimes the picture says 1,000 words. When something goes wrong, like going emoji can actually do that. Oops,
it's a small dog turd in the bottom right hand corner of the email. We'll speak volumes.
I have never used that one, and I never will.
Neither have I. I just observe that it exists. That's all. Some people do use it. Well, I mean, what other aspects of email etiquette are there other than bombarding people with emails, and that are I like the ones that say, I checked out your website and I'd really like to work with you, blah blah blah, and it's crap, especially if they spell your name wrong. But momentarily you go, oh, okay, this looks interesting. And then you go, oh, hang on, standard wording, probably AI generated. And that's a bit sad, I think, that we have to get really cynical about an initial correspondence from someone, which might be genuine, but too often it's not.
I had an email a few weeks ago where somebody offered me translation services. Now, I don't need translation services, and I hadn't asked for them, so I didn't answer. So she wrote back 2 weeks later and said, look, I don't want to waste your time, but we've got really good services, and I'd really like to offer them to you. And I was on another planet. I didn't answer. So she sent another one and said, look, this is my last email. I just really wanted to, like make sure that you don't miss this in case you need it. And that's when I wrote back and said, I really admire your persistence. Because it was personal. It was, she wrote, yes, it was probably AI, I don't care, but it was still, it related to the previous emails. It was just saying, like, I'm following up. And I just went, you know what, this deserves an answer. It would have been really nice to get an answer back to that and saying, thank you, I really appreciate it. That didn't happen. But, if I answered everybody who sends me unsolicited offers, I would be spending half of my day just answering those. I don't do that.
So when they send me a message and they say, if you're interested, can you respond? And so I'm not interested, so I don't respond.
Exactly.
Because I'm following up with their request. Then you get another email that says, well, I'm waiting for your reply.
I know.
So it's a professionality of it. The other thing too is, and I know it's something we've talked about before on, or I've done posts and things on it. If you're sending a message from a free account like Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, etc., and you're telling somebody you're really brilliant at the business you're running, you're not going to be taken seriously.
No.
Unless you can afford, and it doesn't cost much, to have a genuine email address that's got your website address or whatever. And some people have those without even having a website.
Yeah.
And again, if you're telling somebody you can improve their website and everything else, you bloody well better have your own website and it better look bloody good. Otherwise, stop wasting people's time. And by sending them out time and time and time again, it's just doing your heads in. And it's not doing, because that person destroys their reputation every time they send one of those emails.
Absolutely. It doesn't come down to CRMs and having, well, you got to have your email sequence. Email one says this, email two, follow up automatically, blah, blah, blah. It's all automated. And again, that's a bit sad. I understand why we have to do it. I'm still catching up with my CRM, but the automated email sequence is, it's adding to the tsunami of bloody crap that we have to put up with every day. I'm sure.
That's another WTF.
That's a subject we're definitely going to be talking about, email deluge.
Okay.
I think that'll be one very shortly in the very near future, because that's another one that's been annoying the crap out of me as well. But anyway, I'd like to really thank Angela for being here, and also Chris joining me on this as well, and talking about the etiquette around your own emails. And so thanks everybody. And remember, conversations of respect, one conversation at a time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're building bridges every day.
Definitely building bridges.
And one email at a time.
Exactly.
See you next time.